everyone, my name is Anna and welcome to Simply Anna Christina, where today we're going to be making ribs and mashed potatoes. Alright, well the first thing obviously that you have to do is set your oven to 350 and we're going to cook this bad boy in there for 2 hours, take it out, reapply, and then we're going to stick it back in there for another 20 to 30 minutes and we're going to get it out, we're going to eat it, and it's going to be great. Alright, so it's really important that you inspect your ribs. This one I noticed came with a lot of fatty material right here that I'm going to cut off because I don't like that and it's pointless. So you're just gonna cut that off. Not that, we want that. And even right here too, like, I don't really like that. I mean, if you like it, you keep it, but I'm not a fan, so I'm just gonna throw that out. Oh, this piece I don't like either. Right here. Other than that, I feel like this rack of baby back looks pretty good. So I'm going to get started with my dry rub. For that, we're going to use some chili powder, some paprika, garlic powder, salt and pepper. Now I don't normally use teaspoons and all that, but for the sake of this video, I will do that for you guys. Like this. 2 teaspoons of paprika, 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of dark chili powder, 1.5 teaspoon of salt, and pepper, I guess, to your liking. So now you're going to take your dry rub and you're basically just going to smother it all over your ribs. It's gonna be so delicious. Then you're gonna flip it over and just keep kind of like massaging it in there. See over here where there's like these little nooks? Just get it in there. All over there. This reminds me of like an English muffin, you know? You have to get the butter in all the nooks and crannies. Alright, so once this is all done, you have a little left over, it's okay, use it for next time. Or just sprinkle, it's okay. Next thing you're going to do is get your favorite barbecue sauce. I found this one at King's, right by my house, and I tried it once and it was just like out of this world. So it's the honey sweet Rufus, whatever. You can read that. It's super good, so tasty. It just has all the right flavors. So I still have a little bit left over from my pulled pork that I made not too long ago. And we're just going to get that on. Right over there. I don't even know why I have this because I use that later when we take it out. So get as much as you can out. Opening up my new bottle because I love this. Good sounding barbecue sauce right there. Now you just rub it in. Forget this. This is for later. Later. Flip it over and just rub it all over the place. You get dirty eating ribs, you get dirty making ribs. It's all good. It's all good. Make sure you just get it all over the place. You want this rack of ribs to be smothered with your dry rub and your barbecue sauce. Smells so good. Now, you're going to get another piece of foil and you're going to just place it right on top of this. And you're just gonna cover it. Because the whole point is for this to cook on the inside for those 2 hours. This is kind of like my quicker way of making ribs. I don't know, 2 hours doesn't seem that quick, but for ribs in the oven it's pretty quick. We're going to put this in the oven for 2 hours on 350, and then we're gonna take it out, see what it looks like. We're gonna smack some more of this on, and then we're gonna bump up the heat and get the whole top of it all nice and crispy and just delicious. Can't wait. All right, we're gonna pop this in. You're gonna do just fine. I have faith in you. All right, now moving on to the mashed potatoes. Okay, so you're gonna want this on a high heat, and you're gonna wanna heavily salt this water because that's where your potatoes are gonna boil. And then at the end, you're not really gonna have to salt your mashed potatoes. Next step, you're going to cut your potatoes to put into the water. So I like to get a flat part down first. We're going to cut them like this, and then into like little cubes. So they should be about this size. Put in your potatoes since the water is boiling. And this is one of my least favorite parts because the water starts to splatter everywhere. But all is good, you know, this is just part of the process. Just gotta take it like a champ and just drop some potatoes. Just put it in there, it's all good. It's all good. Yep, just slide that sucker in there. There you go. Now I'm going to make my special little touch that I put on my mashed potatoes, and it involves some garlic, so let's get started. Don't forget to smash the like button. Our potatoes are done boiling. I'm going to add about 1.5 cups of milk in there to just warm up while I drain the water out. And then we're gonna get to smashing. Okay, so my little touch involves olive oil and the garlic. And you're just gonna put some of that in there over a medium heat and get your garlic in there. Just like that. And you're just gonna let that crisp up or brown, whatever. It's gonna look really good. And then you're going to drizzle it on top of your mashed potatoes after you mash them, which we gotta do. Salt-wise, the potatoes, perfect. Why? Because you already salted your water. We're just gonna wait for this milk to get a little bit warmer, and then we're going to add that, add some butter and some pepper. We're just gonna mash it up. I like a lot of butter because when I'm having mashed potatoes, they just better be the best mashed potatoes ever. I don't really skimp on the butter, so I would say about like half of the stick. Though some people would be like, whoa, it's okay. It's all fine. No one's gotta know. So I like to cut them up into little squares like that, so you kind of just distribute it all around your mashed potatoes. Can you see that? That's sizzling. So let it keep cooking up. By the way, I used russet potatoes for my mashed potatoes because I feel like they just get really, really, really fluffy in comparison to other potatoes, like the Yukon Gold. I don't know, they don't get as fluffy as these russets. Like, look at this. This is just, oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And then once you add the milk and the butter, forget about it. It's gonna be so good. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Okay, so now you can start adding your pepper. How's this milk one? Yep, it's perf. Okay, so just put a little bit in at a time and start mashing. That's good. When your garlic looks like this, that's when you could turn the heat off and then let it hang out there for a minute until you're done with your mashed potatoes. Now, this is when the fun part comes in. You just put that in there. And it's like the simplest little touches that make a dish so flippin' good. Like, who would have thought? Just a little bit of garlic drizzled. It really does make such a big difference. Oh my god. Oh, so good. I know you want to eat it, babe. I know. I know. But we gotta wait for the ribs. See, I always like to try my stuff before I feed it to people, because just in case it needs a little bit more salt or any other correction, I always like to make sure, which everybody should be checking. But this, bomb, just bomb. Oh, can't wait to eat it. Let's see how we're looking. So now you're just gonna add a little more barbecue sauce on top. So now here you have two options. You can either turn on the broiler if you want to speed up the process a little bit for about 5 to 10 minutes, depends on how your broiler is. So you either do that or crank it up to 375. I am starving, so I'm just going to put it in the broiler and let it just toast up the top a little bit. Get it nice and crispy. And then I'm gonna eat it. This is pretty much just going to fall right off the bone. So don't be surprised if it just starts separating. Yum. Alright guys, it's the moment of truth. We're gonna try this. I mean, I already knew that the mashed potatoes were good because I tried them. But the garlic in this, everything. And this, like, come on, beautiful. Beautiful. Let's try it. Just so good. Like the sauce on this, you have to get this sauce. I'm not sponsored, obviously, this is my first video. But you have to get this sauce. So good. And if you guys love this video, be sure to like it. And if you want more videos like this, be sure to subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you in the next one.